Lesson number 2: apologize immediately, forgive quickly, and love freely. Okay, number 1, apologize immediately. I don't care whether that person is bigger than you, younger than you, smaller than you, even if they are wrong, even if it doesn't matter. If the Lord has given you that conviction to go and apologize, go and apologize. Sometimes we're always waiting for our apology, and sometimes God is looking at you like, wait, so when are you going to apologize to the people that you've wronged? Because we're all walking around acting like victims as if we're not a villain in someone's story. Like, I know for a fact, I know for a fact, before Christ and even after Christ, I'm going to be a villain to somebody. Somebody's not going to like me. Maybe for good reason too. I don't know. But the point is, apologize immediately. Like, I have been doing that very frequently. I think that's something that God is like picking up on me. Like, you need to go and apologize. I don't care if it's small, I don't care if it's big. You need to go and apologize because you didn't have a right to say that thing. So now you need to go and apologize for the words that you said, because words hurt, words sting. There's been times the Lord called me to apologize to somebody. I said in the previous one, the Lord called me to apologize to this person 15 months after, a year and a half after I have stopped talking to this person. The conviction on my heart, I have not felt conviction like that for so long. And not like that, like I hadn't felt conviction, but the heaviness of this one, brother, it was like someone had crushed me. On the Instagram when they, you know what, that's not relevant. Let me stay on track. He called me to apologize to that person, and I literally had regrets of apologizing, because you know what, it brought back emotions that I didn't even think I still had. Like, it made me angry. It revealed stuff in my heart. So I'm thankful to God that I had the opportunity to apologize, and allowed that person, I guess, to get what they wanted to get off their chest. That's not relevant for this conversation. I apologize immediately. um I've apologized to people. God has called me to apologize to people where, when I apologized to them, it didn't make any sense that I was apologizing to them. They're like, what? Like, I can't even remember what you said. Like, I wasn't even listening. Like, why are you apologizing? And to them, it might seem absurd, but to you, you know that the conviction that God has given you is to apologize. So just do it. Don't let pride walk in, and don't let pride tell you that you're too big of a person to apologize. Don't go and embarrass yourself. Like, that's what pride tells you. Or, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I bet they didn't even take it to heart. I know that you can probably think of a comment that probably still, that might be haunting you to this day, because someone said something in passing and like you still clung on to it. And sometimes we can say that to other people. And so I thank God for the conviction. Even if it challenges me, I get to crush pride down by the grace of God and be like, you know what, I'm going to apologize to this person because this person deserves it. And so the next one is forgive quickly. Don't let, don't, don't put forgiveness on the back burner. It's always going to come back to bite you. And I thank God for situations where He has revealed whether I have actually truly forgiven that person or not. There's been things where I really thought I forgave that person, and then I saw that person on social media, or I saw that person in real life, and now my heart is doing hop, skip, jump, backflip. My blood is boiling, like my head is just all vibrating in different, I don't even know, insert difficult word here. Like, I just forgive quickly, okay? Don't put it on the back burner. Sometimes when a person's thought comes into my, good gracious me, when a person's name comes into my head that I've had beef with, for example, I honestly just say, I forgive you. Because you know what? In this life, in this walk with Christ, I ain't got time for bitterness. I ain't got time for unforgiveness. I'm currently reading The Bait of Satan, so I'm going to be working through that and just dealing with any issues, and praying that I'll be equipped to forgive people very quickly. And so the last thing is love freely. Love freely. Um, I think sometimes we feel like we have limited amount of love to give. And if we give all of our love, the world says, don't be a mug. Like, Don't be giving out your love to everyone. Don't wear your heart in your sleeve. Yes, there is things about guarding your heart that is biblical. um Guard your heart, because all the issues of life flow from it. But when it comes to loving freely, that is really a commandment of God. God says to love your neighbor. And when Jesus gives that parable, it's the parable of the Samaritan, and the neighbor in that circumstance was actually an enemy. So God is calling us, if God is calling you to love your enemy, then he's calling you to love everyone around you. If he's calling the least likely person, then it's the least likely person, and everyone up to the most likely person that you would love. Love freely. We're able to love from a full cup because God has given us a full cup of what it means to be loved. And I just love that about God, because he's given us unconditional, unending love. And when we, recognize how we have been loved, and we recognize the width and the height and the depth of Jesus's love from us, and knowing that we can live being loved, then we can love others freely without thinking about, whether to give it to them or not, or we can just love unconditionally because we have been taught to love unconditionally. So, in summary, apologize immediately, forgive quickly, and love freely.